welcome to the Lady Yum Yum Show. Today I'm making my favorite Thanksgiving side dish, onions and cream sauce. The first thing you need for this side dish are jarred onions. I know, I'm always talking about fresh veggies. This is one time when the jar makes all the difference. So look for these jarred onions. The third ingredient in these jarred onions is sugar. That's the right ones. Don't get them confused with these cocktail onions where the third ingredient is distilled vinegar. Totally different products. So onions, water, same ingredient in both. Sugar is the one we want, not vinegar. If you can't find the jarred version, look for a frozen version, and I'll give you the recipe for cooking the frozen version down below. Let's get started. The first thing we do is make a white sauce. And white sauce is really easy to make. A lot of people are afraid because of lumps, and it's not hard at all. So just follow my tips. And I'm going to first put this pan on medium heat. I'm making the lowest fat version for you today. I'll include lots of variations down below from full fat, most delicious, yummy, amazing version, vegan versions, and the version I'm making now. They all use the same process. So the first thing we need is our fat in our pan. And in this case, I'm using olive oil. I'm going to measure out 2 tablespoons. In a white sauce, the first step is making a roux. And a roux are equal parts by weight of fat and flour. Now, we don't have to worry about the weight thing if you don't have a scale. We'll just measure it out. So that was 2 tablespoons of oil, and this is 2 tablespoons of flour. And there's our flour, and you're going to stir this. And you need to stir it until the fat and the flour is completely incorporated, no lumps, and you keep stirring it for a few more seconds after that. You really want your flour to cook at this point. If you don't cook the flour, it tastes, gluey and not delicious. So we're just going to stir this about a minute or 2. Keep stirring the whole time. That's key in cream sauces, keeping the cream sauce moving. It'll keep the lumps out and it'll keep it from burning. After about 2 minutes of stirring the flour and fat mixture, we'll change to a whisk and we'll slowly start adding our milk. You want your milk to be at room temperature or it might end up separating and not being as good. So you're just going to put a little bit of milk in and whisk it around. And sometimes the mixture will thicken, as you see there. That's okay, that's normal. Just keep stirring, add a little bit more, and keep whisking. Add a little more, and whisk more. And this is where you want to make sure you get it nice and smooth again before you add more milk. So I'm probably adding like a couple tablespoons of milk each time. Nice and smooth again, add a little more milk until it's nice and smooth again. If you add too much milk at one time, you'll end up with lumps. So I'm looking for, I'll show you the texture with a spoon. It's going to cover the back of a spoon. Let me grab a spoon. You're looking for a texture like heavy cream. And it'll coat the spoon and stay separated when you put your finger through it. There we go. So that looks great. Once your sauce gets to sauce state, you can put the whisk aside and go back to a spatula. Now I'll add my onions. Just dump them in. And we're going to let those onions come up to the temperature of the sauce by leaving them in there a few minutes. The last 2 ingredients, 3, are salt, a little bit of salt, and it's really to taste. I used about a cup and a half of milk, so you're probably going to use almost a teaspoon of salt. And then white pepper. Try not to use black pepper. It'll put black specks in it and won't be as pretty. I'm going to start with 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper, see how that is. And the secret of any good cream sauce, nutmeg. Just a couple little scrapes of it. That's it. It was, you saw, what, 5, 6 scrapes. Stir it all up. That nutmeg puts another dimension to cream sauces that just makes them fabulous. And I'm just going to stir this for a few minutes and let everything get incorporated. And that's it. So delicious. Now, if your cream sauce gets some lumps in it the first few times you make it, you can use an immersion blender or a regular blender. If you use a regular blender, let the sauce cool a little before you put it in the blender. And just beat it up and it'll get rid of the lumps. But if you add the milk slowly, you won't have any lumps. There we go. Time to taste it. I think one of the reasons I love this side dish at Thanksgiving is it gives me kind of a gravy to put around all my other vegetables and my vegetarian stuffing and all those other things. So it's my little version of gravy. It's delicious. Give it a try for Thanksgiving or the lower fat version anytime. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll be in our new kitchen in just a few more weeks. I can't wait to show it to you. See you next time.